guys, Portalmaster9351 here, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Ask Portalmaster, the monthly series where I take a look at your questions, give a little bit of a channel update, answer your questions, and yeah, that's pretty much what this is. I have not done one of these since December, and I am so excited to be finally getting back into this Ask Portalmaster thing. It is one of my absolute favorite things to do on this channel. It takes a lot of editing, but I really enjoy answering your questions and getting to do a little bit of communication with you guys. So, I put out a video a couple weeks ago at this point where I asked you guys to leave your questions down and that I would answer them in this, this video, Ask Portalmaster. Now, I know that this is a little later than I had anticipated, but still, it is here. I'm doing it, so without further ado, let's get started. The first question for Ask Portalmaster 2K18-February edition comes from Dina Lewis, and she asks, what is your favorite Skylander from each Skylander game? I would have to say that my favorite Skylander from Spyro's Adventure has got to be Whamshell. He's been one of my favorites for a really long time. From Giants, gotta be Ningini. From Swap Force, I'm thinking Trap Shadow at this point. It changes. Honestly, I hate trying to pick favorites, but right now we're going to go with Trap Shadow. And from Trap Team, I guess we'll go with Enigma. Enigma's usually the one I go to for Trap Team. Honestly, it just depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, right now we'll go with Enigma. For Superchargers, that's always a hard choice, but I'd probably go with Stormblade, to be honest. She is one of my favorite characters to play with for sure in Superchargers, although design-wise, Spitfire kind of takes the cake for me, but I will go with Stormblade. For Imaginators, I guess we'll go with Flarewolf for now. Again, like I said, I hate picking favorites, but we'll go with Flarewolf for right now. The second question for today's episode comes from Skyren, and he asks, what is your favorite MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, movie? Man, making me pick even more favorites today. That is such a difficult question because, I don't know. The initial wow factor goes to Avengers. Definitely the movie that I walked out of feeling, like the most utterly satisfied with had to be Avengers. It just hit me with the wow factor. But the movie that I think honestly holds up the best in the MCU has got to be Captain America Civil War. But I have a feeling that Avengers Infinity War is going to top both of those. So I guess we'll find out in May if that's true or not. Frynut Gamer asks, do you have any items or pieces of technology that you would want to buy or use for some of your videos? Well, now I have a camera, a microphone, a computer, got a pretty good setup. My software right now is Camtasia, and I will admit it is not my favorite thing to use. It's probably the least, good, the worst part of my whole editing process has got to be the actual editor I use. Unfortunately, it's the only thing I'm really familiar with, and everything else costs like a lot of money. So, I don't really know. I would like to buy a new editor. If I had the money, I would probably go for that. I have an Elgato, so I don't really need anything more there. I kind of want an Xbox One, though, because that's the only major platform that I don't actually have now, and I'd really like to be able to say that I own all the platforms. So I guess that for now, we're going to go with Xbox One, although I would say that I would actually be interested in getting a new editor at some point, and maybe some lighting, too. The lighting seems okay, but I feel like I could probably do a little bit better if I had a little bit more professional, lighting system. Our next question today comes from Reed Stanford, and he says, how certain are you that there will be a new Skylanders game soon? Oh, man, this is a hard question. Back when you asked me this, I would have said, man, I really think there's a Skylanders game coming up. All the evidence seems to point towards making one. But now that we know that a Spyro remake is coming this year and getting announced soon, and we've also got, no announcement at this press conference. Honestly, I'm not feeling a Skylanders game this year. I still think that eventually it's going to come back, but with the mobile game and Spyro, I'm just not seeing it this year. It could be, and I'm not discounting that there could be yet, but right now I would say I'm probably only about 35 to 40% sure that we're going to get a game this year. The rest is pretty much no. I still think it's a possibility, and I'm still going to be investigating everything I possibly can for, there potentially being a game this year, but honestly, y'all, I'm really not feeling it for this year, which is why I'm going to be expanding into other games, which is something I'm going to be talking about in a minute here when we get to the actual channel update portion of this video. Davis Harper asks a really long question, so I will edit it in right there so that you guys can read it while I answer this question, but basically what he's asking is, do you think that if Activision used Nintendo Labo to help boost their sales, do you think it would work? I actually did a video about how I think that Nintendo Labo is going to be the next Toys to Life, and if you're interested in that at all, I highly recommend you guys check that out. I'll leave that as an end card at the end of the video. But I don't know, I think it's an interesting concept to try to use the Nintendo Labo as an actual method of trying to be Toys to Life, but I don't really think that that's what Activision would do, to be perfectly honest. I think if they did it and they were able to do it right, I think that it could potentially boost sales, but honestly, I don't see Activision trying to go into this system. It would require a lot of development time, I think, and I just don't think that it would be worth it in Activision's opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I don't know. It's way out there, I think, and I honestly don't see it happening, but I think if they did it right, it could be successful. Skylanders Activate asks, basically, do you want to collab with other people, / are you going to collab with other people, and do you watch Crash the Skylands? To answer your first question, yes, I do watch Crash the Skylands. He's a pretty awesome YouTuber. Mine and his content are very different, so I don't even consider us competitors. We do videos on Skylanders, but the videos we do are nothing alike, and that's perfectly fine. And I found that when I go to his videos, he attracts a totally different audience than I do, and I think that's really cool that there are two creators like that that have completely different active fan bases. I think that's really interesting. As for collabs, as you know, I did do a collaborative live stream of the press conference for Activision, and I definitely am interested in doing more collabs later on. I did one with Frynut Gamer. Sorry, his name is Frynut Gamer, not Frynut Sky Gamer. And I'll leave a end card to that video as well if you guys are interested in that. That's 2 out of my 4 end cards. What are the other 2 going to be? Let's wait and see. Duracell1692 asks, what is your favorite Dark Edition starter pack, and what are your tips on getting all Skylanders fully upgraded? Honestly, in terms of design, I think the Skylanders Trap Team Dark Starter Pack has got the coolest design with Dark Wildfire and all. Dark Wildfire has got to be my absolute favorite Dark Skylander of all time. As for tips on getting Skylanders upgraded quickly, I'm going to be honest with you. Not all of my Skylanders are fully upgraded. Grinding is not something I enjoy at all. And it's one of the big reasons that I always gripe about Skylanders not having enough post-game content, because it does not, I so dislike grinding so much that I do not care about fully upgrading my Skylanders if it means I'm going to have to replay the same content again and again and again. So I would recommend going somewhere else if you're looking to get everything fully upgraded. Thunder Dragon 17 asks, have you ever played Dungeons & Dragons before? You enter a room. It is dark. What do you do? You answer the question like you're supposed to on Ask Portalmaster. That was an absolute terrible version of trying to roleplay Dungeons. I'm not good at the roleplay aspect of Dungeons & Dragons if you didn't get it from that. But yeah, I have actually played Dungeons & Dragons before. I have not played it all that much. It kind of is a little difficult for us to actually get time to play Dungeons & Dragons. You know, it's a little difficult. But yes, I have played Dungeons & Dragons, and I do enjoy it, and I'm interested in actually playing it more with maybe a more experienced Dungeon Master. Honestly, I think that's the problem. Not to throw shade at my friend that's the Dungeon Master, but honestly, I think we need a more experienced Dungeon Master, but hey, whatever. So yeah, I've played Dungeons & Dragons before. I'm a pretty big nerd. Spyro557 says, if there is a Skylander 7, what do you think the new gimmick will be? Man, that's such a difficult question. I don't know. I have it could be a lot of different things, okay? I'm not going to answer what I think it will be. I'm going to answer what I think it should be, because trying to say what I think it's going to be is so difficult. What I think it should be is not what I think Activision's ever going to do, but I think it would probably be the absolute best thing for the franchise. So I got into Skylanders because it was technologically innovative, and I think that is what made the first 3 games so good. The first game brought toys to life, the second brought toys to light, see what I did there? The third game made it where you could break them in half, the fourth game brought life to toys, the fifth game didn't really do anything, sixth game didn't really do anything for technological innovation. But the thing is I think they need to bring that back, and I honestly can't say specifically what it will take to bring that technological innovation back to Skylanders, but they need to figure out a way to do that. I don't know how, but something cool, something new. Figures that talk just being put on the portal, figures that moved, I don't know. But they need to do something along those lines. That is what would make it a really cool gimmick for me. Alright guys, we're going to take a quick break from answering your questions, and I wanted to actually talk a little bit about my YouTube channel for just a brief amount of time. So I, in the past, did mid-month updates and monthly plans and stuff. I'm not doing that anymore. I have a running list of videos that I do now, and I don't like actually publicly saying videos that I have planned, because usually they don't make it out on time, and what I have with this giant Google Doc of like running ideas for videos is that whenever I have a day where I can't, make a video, I just push all the videos back one day. That's what I do. If I ever have to insert a brand new video, I just rearrange the schedule and try to fit it to my schedule. I don't like trying to say, this is what I'm going to do and putting it all out there, because then people get disappointed. So if I keep things, kind of to myself, I think it works a little bit better for the whole release pattern. For example, this video was supposed to release 3 days ago, and stuff just kept coming up that didn't allow me to get it out, but I was able to get other videos out in the meantime. So I'm doing away with the whole mid-month update aspect of this video, because I don't think it works, and honestly, it makes it take up more time than necessary. Now, the live stream that I did for the Skylanders press, or the Activision's press conference, earnings call, whatever you want to call it, was insanely successful, and I wanted to send out, once again, another huge thank you to all 118 live viewers. That was insane. Thank you guys so much for doing that. I started a Patreon, and that is something I haven't advertised much yet. I will leave a link down to that in the description. It is not finished yet. Do not give me money yet, because it's not done yet. Give me money eventually, not now. I will have more details out on that in the future. I made it like a week ago, and then all these other Skylander YouTubers, like United Skylanders America and Friday Night Gamer, went and made it, and I was like, well, I'm going to wait a little bit to actually formally announce this, because I don't want to seem like I'm jumping on this bandwagon. But let it be known, I made it earlier the same day as Friday Night made his, okay? Let that be known. So I have more details out on that at some point. Also, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I'm expanding into other games. You already knew that. You already knew I was expanding into other games, but I finally figured out, I think, how I'm going to do it. So, you know me as a Skylanders and Lightseekers channel. Less so Lightseekers recent days, but I'm actually going to be fixing that soon, and I have a video coming out about Lightseekers very soon, and it'll kind of explain why there haven't been Lightseekers videos, is kind of what that video is hopefully going to do. Starlink, when it comes out, Starlink is going to get covered, a Toys to Life game. Really excited about that. I talked a little bit about the Tataku figures and stuff like that, and I'm trying to just sort of feel my way through this environment. And as of recently, I've been doing a ton of videos on Spyro and Crash, and I've been trying to bring them into my channel, and I think that honestly what I'm going to do is start covering all Spyro and all Crash news. And this is how I'm going to expand into other games. I'm not just going to be like, okay, I'm a gaming channel, I cover everything gaming now. Because I can't do that. I don't know enough about video game franchises, all of them, to just be able to say, okay, I'm a gaming channel now. I can't do that. So what I'm going to start by doing is just saying, okay, now I cover Crash Bandicoot. Okay, now I cover Spyro. Okay, now I cover Starlink. Okay, now I cover this Nintendo game, whatever that ends up being. I'm going to do some videos on the upcoming Nintendo Direct that is strongly rumored to be happening. And I think that this is the best way to expand into gaming, is just to take one franchise at a time and add it to what I do. And eventually, I will be a gaming channel, but I just can't, be like, okay, now I know everything there is to know in the realm of gaming, because I don't. And trying to just expand into gaming as a whole is a very bad idea. So what I'll say is, in addition to leaving your questions down in the comments, please leave channels that I can go look at that will help me to keep up with Spyro and Crash news, because that is the easiest way for me to stay on top of all of the news, is to look at other people's channels and kind of figure out where they're getting their information from. So if you know of any channels like that, please leave it down in the comments, because that is going to be the most helpful thing you can do. Also ask me questions and stuff like that. So yeah, we're almost to 2,000 subscribers, and that's awesome, and there's going to be a thank you video coming out. I may do some kind of promotional thing as well, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to announce in this particular video. So I guess that without further ado, I'm going to get back to answering your questions. Skylander Fanatic 88 asked, what is your favorite level from Skylanders? Without a doubt in my mind, the Spellpunk Library is the best level that Skylanders has ever had. It is the best level. I'm not even going to mention the other ones. Spellpunk Library just takes it. The theming, the whole 2D platforming book aspect is insanely awesome, and the amount of lore of the Skylanders world that it showed us was insane. Spellpunk Library takes it for me. Josh Gaming asks, what if Activision made a Skylanders movie? So, a Skylanders movie, if it ever happened, would not be a theatrical release. I'm telling you that right now. Even Pokemon's movies aren't theatrical releases. It's not going to be a theatrical release. But I will say a made-for-TV movie or a made-for-Netflix movie would definitely make a lot of sense. And that could be what they're doing after Skylanders Academy Season 3 releases. And that could be why there's no news on a Season 4. A Skylanders Academy short movie or something like that. That I would see. But never an actual theatrical release. But admittedly, either one would be pretty cool. Enchanted Monkey AJ says, did you know that they sell Skylanders accessories at Five Below? Yes, actually, I did know this, and I do go there on occasion to see if they've got some not used, but old Skylanders figures that I don't happen to have. Unfortunately, now it looks like they've moved on a lot to Superchargers stuff, and I have, like, almost all the Superchargers stuff except variants, so not really anything there for me to get right now, but maybe when they get to Imaginator stuff, maybe I'll be able to like just scoop up a ton of creation crystals at a pretty cheap price or some of the treasure chests. That'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, I did know they sell them there. Cappy64 says, what is your favorite Skylanders game? Why do you guys always like to ask what my favorite games and things are? But, okay, I'll pick one just for you, Cappy64. Spyro's Adventure, without a doubt, is my favorite Skylanders game in terms of everything put together. It has, without a doubt, the best characters, the best soundtrack, the second best story, the best world building, the best in-game characters. It is amazing. Spyro's Adventure is amazing and truly captured the magic of Skylands. Second favorite is Swap Force because it has just a little less of that soundtrack, just a little less of that magic, but adds so much in the realm of gameplay and content. And honestly, if they were able to just combine basically the magic and world building of Spyro's Adventure, the gameplay of Swap Force, and the story of Superchargers, you would have the ultimate Skylanders game. But as for my actual favorite one, I gotta go with Spyro's Adventure. Darkbones001 asks me how to deal with the anger of Chompy Mage still not being released in America. I just figured out what I'm going to use as my third end card. I made it a while ago, but I suggest you check out Lighting a Skylander on Fire. You'll like that one. Twisted Gator asks, do you think that there are too many Skylanders for both the lore and having a ton of figures to buy? Personally, I don't see a problem with having so many Skylanders for the lore. What I see a problem with is the price that it costs to get all these Skylanders. It costs way too much to get them all, and I think that that is one of the reasons that the franchise has kind of gone downhill as of late. The amount of money that you have to actually invest in the franchise to actually get everything it's a lot of money. So I think that they need to release fewer characters. I think the number they released in Superchargers was good. Yeah, there's too many. Nolan the Epic Portalmaster asks, should Doomlanders come back as Skylanders like some villains from Trap Team did? No, I actually don't think they should come back, and the main reason for that is because you can make them in Imaginators. There's no reason for them to get figures because you can already play as them and basically experience their full effects already. There's no real reason. I appreciate what they did with the villains from Trap Team. I think that was really cool, but I definitely think that the Doomlanders should stay as Doomlanders and just Imaginators and stuff like that. I don't think there's a need for them to actually have a figure for them, personally. Anyways, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. That is all the questions you guys asked. If you guys ask me more questions, I will answer more questions. So keep the questions coming down in the comments. And again, like I said, link me to any good channels you know for Spyro or Crash news. I would greatly appreciate that. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first year edition of Ask Portalmaster 2K18. Stay tuned for the March edition coming sometime in early to mid-March. I don't know exactly when. Probably, this is like mid-February, so I'm hopefully going to get the March edition out the first week in March, and then the April edition out the first week in April. That will be the goal. Maybe an April Fool's edition of Ask Portalmaster. Anyways, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Like I just said, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.